Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 2:53 a.m. Happy New Year! It is officially New Year's Day 2022. It is Friday evening, going into Saturday morning, as I usually say. It is warm in Indianapolis for New Year's Day. It is currently 59 degrees outside and raining. And we got home, it was like an hour and a half ago. I was like hanging out in bed with Alex and the dogs and taking pictures of Boo and Tucker and talking to them. And Alex was looking at TikToks and just having a nice little late night evening before coming out to vlog and say hello to everybody. And then I realized that I never posted last night's vlog, you guys, which was ready to go at like 6 or 7 o'clock this evening. And I had purposely worked on rendering it and uploading it early today so that for those people that were going to be at home tonight, not doing a whole lot, that they would maybe have the vlog to watch if they wanted to. But instead, I posted it at like 2 a.m. So there's that. So officially, this is not the first vlog of 2022. This is officially the second. But this is really the first vlog of 2022 because this is the New Year's Eve vlog that will be posted on New Year's Day. So, how are you guys doing? Did you have a good New Year's Eve? I had a good New Year's Eve. I wouldn't say it was the best New Year's Eve that I've ever had. I wouldn't say it was the worst New Year's Eve that I've ever had. It was just okay. Alex and I got up today. We just really hung out in bed all day today. I hadn't planned on making any videos, and then I ended up making a drama video. I kind of just was like feeling it all day. I was like, I want to make one last video of the year. So I filmed a video like after we got home, getting done doing stuff. We kind of went around to some stores and stuff and went to Macy's. Well, mostly just Macy's, but Alex got a suit that he wore out tonight. It was kind of like a champagne-colored velvet suit. It was really handsome. And I didn't find anything, so I was like, I don't know that I really want to spend a bunch of money on an outfit that I'm going to wear for one night. So I didn't. I ended up wearing black jeans, my typical outfit. Black jeans and my Doc Martin platform boots. And this like black button-down Ralph Lauren short sleeve shirt that I have. Yeah, and that's what I wore. So I did a video and was uploading that. I did some laundry today. We just kind of hung around and didn't really do a whole lot of anything. I talked to Tanya on the phone for a little while. And I mean, we didn't really do anything today. It was nice. But then I filmed that video, and that kind of, I wanted to like lay down and take a nap, but that kind of took me up right to like when I was getting ready. So we got ready and went downtown and met Melissa and Jason. I think I need to open this Diet Coke so I can have something to drink because my throat is a little dry. Met Melissa and Jason and Aaron and Eric at this restaurant called Prime. Is it Prime or Prime 47 or something? It's a steakhouse. Anyway, it was fun. And there was another group of our friends that were there, and they were like in a private room because there was a ton of them. So it was just the 6 of us, and it was really nice. And I got a wedge salad with no bacon. It was delicious. And then they really had like nothing on their menu. They had, I mean, except for sides. I wasn't super hungry. I thought I would be, but I wasn't. And we were also going out afterwards, and I didn't just want to be like really, really full, like sitting in a club, you know? So I got a baked potato, just a plain, they had just like plain baked potato with like butter and sour cream. And I was like, can you put some cheese on the side? And I thought it would be like melted, you know, cheese like on a baked potato, but it wasn't. It was literally like just like mozzarella that they put in like a little cup. It was not the greatest meal in the entire world. In fact, I didn't even eat that much of my baked potato. But Alex got this lobster mac and cheese, but he got it without the lobster in it. That was a side, so it's just regular mac and cheese, and it was really, really good. It actually reminds me a lot of the Costco mac and cheese, which we have one of those sitting in our refrigerator. But Alex only ate like half of it, and I had a couple bites of it, so I brought that home, and I may eat that when I get home. It was really good. And then Eric got, it was called the Round the World, and it was like 3 different kinds of steak. And it was like that steak that starts with a W, the real fancy steak. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The Wagyu or something like that. But it was like 3 different kinds, and he got to try 3 different kinds. And I don't know what they got as a side, I can't remember. And then Melissa and Jason, they had like a 5-course meal that you could get for 2 people. And it was actually a really good deal. Like, you each got a salad, and then you got an appetizer, and then you each got an entree. But there was like, you picked from these things. And so I think they each got an appetizer, each got a salad, each got an entree, and then they each got a dessert or something. They got one dessert. I don't know how it went, but they ended up getting a shrimp cocktail, meatballs, these huge meatballs. They didn't even eat, they took home with them. And Melissa got a steak. They got a side of like veggie mashed potatoes. They wanted twice baked potatoes, but the place ran out of twice baked potatoes. So they got this like, it was like this veggie mashed potatoes, and it almost looked kind of like gravy, and they put it over their steaks. They each got steak. I think Jason might have got like steak and lobster, I don't know. And then they got this cookie that comes in a skillet, and then they drip like chocolate and stuff on it. And yeah, and that was it. What did Aaron, and I don't know what Aaron had. Oh, and then they also had corn, cream corn, because Aaron was eating some of that. I think she got a steak too. And then we walked to the club, and we had like gotten a section just for us, and it was really nice because, well, Aaron and Eric weren't gonna go, and then they ended up going because some other people that were supposed to go canceled. So we walked to the club, and then our friend owns the club, so we had this section, and so like they just like literally like just like walked us right into the section, which was really nice. And then we were just kind of there the whole night, kind of like separated from everybody, which was nice. And I was really tired at that point. I mean, it was fun, but it was just very like, there were a lot of people there that were drunk. And I just, like, when we got there, and I just was kind of like, and so Melissa and I, we danced for a little bit. Alex and I danced for a little bit, just standing right there in that section. And then I think I had like 2 Red Bulls. I don't know, I don't love Red Bulls anymore, but there's just, if you go out, there's not tons of options other than like water or Diet Coke, you know. Oh, I poured that Diet Coke, and then I didn't even have a sip of it. And we got there at like 20 after 11, and Melissa was like, how late are you wanting to stay out? Because they wanted to get home. She wanted to get home to like let the dogs out and stuff, because they don't leave them alone for very long. And I was like, Melissa, I don't really care. Like, I'm willing to go whenever you, because, well, we drove separate, but I was like, I'm willing to go whenever you want to go. And she was like, okay, because she was like, well, Alex had told me, he was like, babe, when you want to go, I'm ready to go. And I said, okay. I could have stayed longer. I was having a good time, but it was dying out really quickly, like after midnight. So when the ball dropped, Melissa was like, okay, I want to stay. I want to leave at 1, no later than 1. And I said, okay. So I told her, I said, I got your back if they're wanting to stay. So at 1 o'clock, I was like, I looked at Alex. I said, babe, are you ready to go? And he was like, yeah, sure, let's go. So we all left, and yeah, that was it. And then we drove home. Alex and I had a good talk on the way home, and just kind of talked about plans for the next year and traveling and stuff. And then we came home and hung out with the dogs. It was really nice. It was really kind of subdued evening. Even like the club wasn't like, it just wasn't. So they had everybody, like, there were a lot of people that, most people were like in the sections. So it didn't seem overwhelming. I don't like that kind of overwhelmingness. And we were kind of like enough removed from it that it was nice, but yeah, it was fine. Saw a couple of our other friends out, and that came over and said hi, and it was fun. It was nice, you know? No big deal. But it was a good New Year's, and I'm glad that we did it. I'm glad that we went out and got to hang out with friends and stuff like that. Oh, Aaron and Eric left like pretty early. Like they got there, they stayed until New Year's, and then they left like 15 minutes after that. The Diet Coke tastes good. I like Diet Pepsi out of the fountain, but I don't like it. Like, well, I guess it would have been out of the fountain at the restaurant, but they had Diet Pepsi, but it almost kind of tasted flat at the restaurant. Anyway, it was a good New Year's Eve. Tomorrow, it was funny because I did this predictions video yesterday on my drama channel, and you know, they're just for fun and stuff like that, although I really do kind of have a, like, I feel like I have a gut sense about things, or a sixth sense about things, but I'm wrong more times than I'm right. So, but although one of the things that I felt on there pretty strongly about, the person reached out, or somebody reached out to me and confirmed it, and was like, I don't know how you knew that, but I was like, okay. So, what else? Oh, so I was talking in my video about that I had this like gut feeling about like a meteor coming and like landing in the ocean and like affecting the weather and whatever. And I got all these comments, and people were like, you must have watched Don't Look Up on Netflix. And I was like, what's Don't Look? I mean, I had no clue, you guys, what this was. So I looked it up, and I was like, oh my God, I want to see this. Oh, I know one thing I did. I went to the grocery store today, and I got a bunch of snacks for tomorrow, because, and not healthy snacks. Although right now, I don't know why, but like celery and dip sounds good to me, like, and peanut butter. I used to love celery and peanut butter. I used to love carrots and peanut butter. Isn't that so funny? I just love to dip carrots into peanut butter. So anyway, I remember this one time, this is kind of like a story that you probably don't need to know, but it was when I was sober? No, I was still drinking because I wanted to leave in time to go to the grocery store to get alcohol. So this guy and I had been flirting with each other for like weeks on end, and he was really cute. And so I remember, like, I asked him if he wanted to come home with me, which was rare because I never, like, it wasn't that I didn't have one night stands, because I most certainly did, but I didn't do it a lot. But I really liked him, and I thought he was really cute. So, and then the thing is that like most of my friends, when I was going out, they lived downtown, and I lived on the north side. So like people knew, like, if they came home with me, it was going to be like, it was going to be hanging out until the next day as well, right? Like, because I wasn't going to turn around and take you back downtown. So anyway, this guy and I, we go to the grocery store. This was one of the most bizarre nights of my life. We go to the grocery store, and I wanted to get like beer or wine or something. I don't know. I thought we were going to go back to my apartment and get more drunk, and I was still drinking when this happened, and hang out and, I don't know, get busy or something. And I remember, like, at the grocery store, I was like, do you want anything? And he was like, can I get a bag of carrots? And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I love, like, baby carrots, like, come in a bag, you know, like the little ones. And I was like, okay, get your bag of carrots. And I remember we went back to my apartment, and can't remember, but he said something like, he's like, I really like you, and I didn't really like want to date him. Like, it wasn't about all that. But he was like, I really like you, but I would like to go on some dates first. And I was like, that's cool, whatever. Because I was kind of like that too, you know? And I remember we just sat there and I drank and he ate these carrots. And we were just like on the edge. Like, I was on one side of the couch and he was on the other side of the couch. And we just sat there with like our legs crossed over each other and just like talked. And then I remember we like fell asleep on the couch. It was like the weirdest night. And he ate these carrots and I was drinking. And then, you know, the weirdest thing was, well, one of the things I remember, this is so funny, is that my two friends, they wanted to get up and drag for Halloween. And, you know, we were friends with all these drag queens, and this one drag queen of our friend in town was going to paint him for Halloween. And one of them was my friend Duke that's passed away. And they were so excited. Like, they planned this out for like weeks. Like, they were gonna be, I mean, they thought they were gonna be pageant winners. Like, their first time ever in drag, right? I mean, seriously. Like, they thought they were gonna show up and be absolute pageant winners. And, oh my God. I remember my friend and I, my roommate that just emailed me the other day, she and I, we were hippies that year. And they had this long vest that had all of this, like, suede fringe on it, which I ended up, that same drag queen friend of ours did this talent for a pageant, and she did that song Groove Is in the Heart, and so she wanted one of her dancers to wear that. And you know what, I think that's where one of my pairs of Doc Martens went, and I ended up giving him the fringe vest and the Doc Martens, and I never got him back. So anyway, he's one of the only people from back then that I actually do know where he is today, because we follow each other on all kinds of social media. He's still real cute today. We were always just friends. So, but anyway, I remember we showed up at the bar to go out, and we were all excited to see our friends in drag, because everybody had talked about, or they had talked nonstop about how they were going to be so hot and all this kind of stuff. And they had bought these outfits and these wigs and everything. And they were literally so bitter. They were standing in the corner in pantyhose, and their shoes were like sitting right next to them. They had taken their shoes off, standing in the corner by the bar. And they looked like two grandmas. And they were so mad. And they were like, oh my God, she made us look like grandmas. And it was so funny. And the reason I'm telling this story is because this guy that I went home with later, Mr. Carrot, he went out that night, and they like, he was always just very sweet, not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but he was going out in drag that year too, for like the first time. And they were like, who's gonna paint you and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, I'm just gonna paint myself, like put makeup on. I'm just gonna paint myself. And they're like, well, we're getting done by so-and-so, so you better watch out, because we're gonna look pretty hot. And I remember he like showed up, and everybody thought he was straight up a woman. They were like, he is gorgeous, like what happened? And they were so mad. Oh my God, they were so mad. They thought they got boogered because they looked like these grandmas. They're standing in the corner complaining about how their feet hurt and these shoes and stuff. And they had really wanted me to do drag with them that year, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy that I didn't do drag with you guys, because this is hilarious. But anyway, sadly, Mr. Carrot, he moved away from Indianapolis probably like a year after that. And I don't know where he moved or what happened, but I remember he died, and it was like in some kind of real tragic way. I can see him in my head right now. Real sweet. Real cute guy. I wonder what happened. There's a couple people like that I can see them like out at the club. Like they were such a big part of like going out and stuff like that, and they passed away. And not all of them from drugs. I mean, you know, a couple of them passed away in some other kind of like really sad ways. I remember there was this guy, oh my God, he was so hot. And I really, really wanted to go on a date with him. And when I came out, I had this friend of mine that was older. So when I was like 19, 20, I met this guy. And he was probably 36, 30. I think he was 36 when I met him. 35, 36. But I think he was 36. And I was like 20. And he was like a mentor kind of to me. Really, really nice guy. And just kind of watched out for me and introduced me to people. And like everybody in the gay community knew him. And he was just a really nice guy. Well, he had this friend that was probably late 20s that I really wanted to go out on a date with. I literally can see him standing in the bar right now. Do you know like when you meet people and they just have such a magnetic personality? But on top of that, they're like so good looking. He was real dark hair, real short dark hair. And he was kind of like big barrel chested. And like kind of built like a football player a little bit. And I remember he always either wore like jeans and like a polo shirt or jeans and like a button down collared shirt. He was real handsome. And then he would wear like loafers. And I remember my friend had like introduced me to him, and so like we talked, and he was like real interested, and he was like, yeah, he was like, I would love to go on a date, like when do you want to go? And we were supposed to go like that Monday or Tuesday or something. I can't remember. I don't remember how this happened, or God, this has been so long, or maybe they set it up or something like that. All I know is I can't remember how it all went down, but I was just going to date with him or something. I don't know if we even set up a date, but all I know is that I had a huge crush on this guy. And I can remember being out, and it was like a Saturday night. I can see, because we were at this bar called NYC, and I can see him standing there talking to these guys, and he's like telling the story, and everybody's watching him and laughing. He was just like a really neat guy. And he didn't do drugs or anything like that. Like he was just, because I can remember talking to my friend about him. I even remember his name. Isn't that so weird? And I mean, I hardly knew this guy. And I remember talking to my friend about him, and my friend said he doesn't drink a lot. I mean, he drinks, but he doesn't like, he's not gonna like your drunkenness, and he doesn't like drugs. I remember like that was like a big thing, and I was like, well, I can stop doing drugs for him. I always thought I could, you know. And so he was like, all right, but I'm telling you right now, like, he doesn't like drugs at all. And so I remember that was like a Saturday night. And then the next day, like when I got up, I don't remember if it was him or if it was somebody else that called me and said that he had died. Like, he just didn't wake up, and they didn't really know why. But that he had died in his sleep, and they like were unsure of what happened. That's so bizarre. It's like almost 30 years ago, and I still remember all of that. But I don't remember if we were supposed to have a date or not. We were sitting there dancing, or we were sitting there, Melissa and I tonight, and Alex and Jason were kind of standing up in front of us, and there were these two guys. And one had real long hair. The other, well, I don't know if he was younger, but one had long hair and a beard. And kind of looked like Steve Aoki. And kind of dressed like that too a little bit. Like festival-ish. Kind of like baggy, like khakis with like pockets in them. But not, what are those shorts called? I can't remember what those shorts are called, but not like those, you know what I mean? And then he had on like running shoes and like this long sleeve t-shirt, and he had this like big thing in his hair, like his hair was real long, and he had like this scarf like tied in his hair. And then he was with this guy that had on like a ski hat and then like a hoodie, and the hoodie pulled up over the ski hat, and then he had on like, you know those like, those khaki colored, I was just talking about this because Alex got one at Old Navy, those like really nice like overcoats, you know? Well, he had like a navy blue one that was like over the sweatpant, or over the sweatshirt, the hoodie, and then he had on like these really cool cargo, that's what I was looking for. These were like, they both had them on, they were like tighter cargos though, and they looked like they were like for hiking or something like that. And it was like a different material, and he had on like running shoes too, and they were like dancing so cool. Like they were dancing like they were at a festival or something. They were having such a good time. And so the one guy with the longer hair, he came up to me and he was like, and I was like, hey, and he was like, I noticed you watching us dance. And I said, you guys have like, it's just so fun to watch you dance. And he said, I really appreciate that. And he said, I don't know what this is about. He's like, you don't know this? He's like, I can tell that you don't know this. He was like, but you have a spirit and an energy and an aura about you that is so bright that you don't even know it. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, my friend and I could see it from over there. And I was like, oh, I thought your friend was looking at me because he thought I was cute. I didn't say that, but his friend was cute though. But I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, he was like, thank you so much for vibing with us. And I was like, yeah, sure, Happy New Year. He's like, Happy New Year to you too. And so they kept on dancing, and like they were like waving to me and stuff like that. Look at this, it's going out of focus. Come on now. Oh, don't do this tonight. There, it's like magic. Be magic. Happy New Year. Have you guys written all your intentions and wishes and goals and dreams? I need to take some time and sit down and do that. I think I'm actually going to do it on Sunday. I was going to do it tomorrow. I used to do it before New Year's. I don't do that anymore. I like to take some time, you know, like just as the New Year starts. And I already know what I want to be on there. But I think I'm going to take some time on Sunday probably. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to film videos this weekend. I think I'm just going to have to see how I feel. Earlier today, I was like, oh, well, this was, okay, so I was going to say, I bought snacks. I went to the store. I bought DiGiorno Rising Crust Pizza, 4 cheese. I bought a 4 cheese Totino's pizza. I bought ruffled wavy potato chips with onion dip. I bought ice cream, gelato. I was talking to Tanya on the phone. I was like, okay, tell me which kind of ice cream I should get. And one was like pumpkin pie or something. It's that one fancy gelato, you know, that comes in like the see-through thing. It better be good. I said, I wanted Ben & Jerry's, and they were getting ready to close. So I was like, I'm gonna just get this gelato type. So I said, should I get, Tanya, I said, should I get the pumpkin, it was like pumpkin cream pie or something like that, or should I get the coffee cookie crumble? And she goes, whatever I tell you to do, you're gonna get the opposite of. No, I said, you gotta tell me which ice cream to get. And she goes, whatever I tell you, you're gonna get the opposite. And I said, now Tanya Jean, that is not true. And I said, so which one should I get? And I told her, and she said, the coffee cookie crumble. And I said, okay, that's one I was gonna get anyway, so I'm gonna get that one. And she goes, but I don't like pumpkin anything. I go, Tanya, I didn't know that about you. She didn't like, no, I didn't say all that, but I was like, Tanya, you don't like pumpkin. So they were just staying in tonight. I invited her. I was like, girl, we've got an extra seat here because people canceled. If you want to come, if you guys want to come down. She's like, no, I appreciate it, but she had to work all day today. She is full at the kennel, and she has to work all day tomorrow. So anyway, I haven't decided if I'm going to make videos. Earlier today, I was kind of like, well, maybe I will just not make videos on Saturday and Sunday. But it's not like we have a whole lot of stuff to do tomorrow, except for sleep in, eat snacks, and watch movies. So I don't know. It stopped. I should have turned it off and started it again since it's getting out of focus. But, so it's not like we have tons to do. So I may film something. We'll see. I have some booktube videos that I want to film. I'll probably save those for next week. And then, I mean, if some drama pops off or something, I will make a drama video this weekend. I really wanted to do a video with Alex. Like, we had talked about doing it, but I also want him to be able to, like, enjoy his weekend and relax. So, I don't know. The other thing is, if I take, like, next Sunday is the book club, so I don't know that I want to take off 2 Sundays in a row from filming. But we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how I feel. I may wake up and be like, I'm making videos on all my channels, and Alex may have something he wants to do to, like, catch up on some TV shows and stuff. I don't have any TV shows to catch up on. I would like to start a new TV show. I would like to watch the Beanie Babies documentary, and I want to watch the Von Dutch documentary, and there's a couple other documentaries that I want to watch too. I just need to look through them and see what's out there. And I am like on episode 5 out of 6 for season 1 of the podcast Up and Vanished. Oh my god, you guys, it is so good. It is so good. I could just like literally listen to it all day long. And I, you know, it's interesting to me because this is like his first podcast that I think he did. This Payne Lindsay guy. I almost kind of like the podcasts when they're a little bit more amateurish, if that makes sense. Okay, I started talking about a podcast that a friend of mine recommended to me, and I was just like sitting there saying her name and her conversation and everything. But anyway, you know, some of the podcasts that I have watched in the past that I really liked had kind of like an amateurish quality to them. The ones that have more of like a professional attitude about them, like it's almost too much, honestly. Like I think like I like just like the more amateurish podcasts and stuff like that. So any recommendation for podcasts I would love and I will take into consideration, so please send them my way. Yeah, so I listen to that, and then tonight after I get done vlogging, I am going to start the Next Misfortune book, which is actually longer than they usually are on Audible. They're usually around 7.5 hours, and this one's like, I think like almost 9 hours or something. So I'm excited about listening to that. I haven't read a misfortune book in a while, and I've been waiting to read this. So that would be my first book of 2022. Oh my god, you guys. Did I say that I had finished the book, The White Christmas Inn? Did I tell you guys about this, or was that last night that I finished it? It was last night that I finished it after I vlogged. I ugly cried in this book so hard, you guys, at the end. Let me just tell you, if it's not too late for you to read a Christmas book, and I will say this, the book takes place over like a Christmas weekend, but it doesn't really, like, even though it's a Christmas, it is a Christmas book, but even though it is a Christmas book, you could read it at another time. I would recommend it more in the winter, you know, especially if you have some snow, because it's about like a snowstorm. But man, that book is so good. I mean, it's a cheesy, you know, I mean, it's not cheesy, it's well written, but I mean, it's kind of cheesy as far as like, it's very sentimental, and I can't believe that White Castle is closed already on New Year's Eve. Like, I would think they would be open at least until 5 or 6 in the morning. But, it was so sentimental, you guys, and each person that's staying at the inn, that's stuck there, has, like, some kind of, like, a trauma that they're going through, something sad in their life, including the people that own the inn. And it's like their last year that they're going to be able to keep the inn open because they can't afford it, and it's always been like their dream to do this, and they've already decided that they're going to go back to the city and beg back for the jobs that they gave up to go live out in the country in Vermont. And it's just a really, really good book. And I love the characters. I thought the characters were extremely well developed. And there were so many little details to it. Just like, it's not a cozy mystery at all. I mean, it's a Christmas book. And there were, not that there aren't cozy mysteries that are Christmas books, because there are, but this is like a Christmas book. So, yeah, it's funny that White Castle is closed, but this gas station that's never open is open over here. So, I just adored that book. I thought the book was so good and so delightful. I think I even put that in my little review on Goodreads. I said it was delightful. But I literally last night, you guys, bawling in the car as I was listening to it. Bawling my eyes out. Because there's kind of like something that, there's a couple things that happen at the end that you don't expect. I kind of thought a couple of them, I didn't know exactly how they were going to happen, but I knew it would be something like that, if that makes sense. Because if you're listening to the book, you kind of figure it out, you know. I mean, you knew it wasn't going to end like super sad and everybody just is like, you know, okay, see you next year. Our lives are horrible. You knew it wasn't going to be like that. But, and it doesn't end like perfect fairy tale ending. It's like this kind of surprise stuff happens that you don't expect. The writing is actually really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. So it's called The White Christmas Inn. It's just a feel-good book. If you need a feel-good book, you know, and you got a lot of snow. I think if you have a lot of snow, also would be like a good time to read this book because it takes place during a snowstorm. But they eat all this delicious food. So, like each guest that checks in, like each individual guest. Oh, what is going on with this camera tonight? Each individual guest that checks in, like even if it's a couple, they each get their own basket. And the basket comes with grilled cheese and like cinnamon cornbread. And then some of the baskets came with like these chocolate brownies. And they come with like apple cider in a jar and like butter and stuff. And then for the cornbread, and then it was like cinnamon butter or something. And then like you take it to your room, and as you're unpacking, you get to have a little snack. And like the grilled cheeses have like 4 different kinds of cheese in it, and they're like wrapped in this parchment paper. And so it's, you guys, it's just like the small details are so cute in the book. And there's this dog that's like is part of the couples that lives there, and this old lady that used to be her inn before this couple bought it. And it's really good. I really liked it. And then I listened to like 2 episodes of the podcast. And then I went home and I went to bed. Our bed is so comfy. I love my bed. I love it so much. I remember my supervisor back in the day, she used to always say that she loved her bed and her bed was her safe place. And as much as I've always loved to nap, because I have, and I loved my bed, like I've never loved my bed the way, I don't know if I call it my safe space, but I've never loved my bed the way that I love it now. Like it is so cozy and comfortable, and I think it's time to take I might do this on Monday and surprise Alex. Take the red tartan plaid comforter off and put the green and blue one on. Oh, I also have to take the Christmas trees down this weekend. So, I think Alex is really wanting me to take the Christmas decorations on the front porch down, but I just don't want to do it yet. I just don't want to do it. But I should. It's gonna fill up our trash can for one thing. I'm gonna take all the pillows out and the pillow covers and put them, and I need to get one of those things for like Christmas stuff. We have like one in the basement, but I need to find it where it has like, you know, it's like a tent. It's like one of those plastic containers that has like, it's like red and has the green, you know, lid to it. And then I need to pull that out and put those in there and put some of the other stuff in there and put the Christmas trees on top of it so they're ready for next year. I think next year I'm going to decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving. Alex was so sweet when we were in bed tonight. He was like, with the dogs, he was holding Tucker. He always holds Tucker like a little baby, and I hold Boo Rabbit like a little baby. And he was like, Tucker, he was like, happy 2022. And Tucker was just like looking up at him with his tongue hanging out of his mouth. And he was like, 2022, we're going to have a great year. And you're going to be healthy the whole year. And everything's going to be great. And he was like, and 2023 is going to be another great year. And he was like, and I saw him start getting misty-eyed, and he was like, and right now, he goes, we're just going to be happy about 2022 and 2023. We're not going to think about 2024 yet, because we don't know. But we're going to be happy right now with what we have. And I saw his eyes kind of like tear up a little bit. I was like, oh. Tucker seems good, though. Bradley was so tired tonight. I was like talking to Boo and Tucker, and I said, what did you guys do tonight? Did you guys have a fun New Year's? And Bradley was just looking at me with his head on the pillow. And I said, what did you do tonight? And he like turned his eyes and looked over at me. I go, you watched a movie? And Tucker looked up like this, and I said, well, what movie did you watch? And Boo Radley like kind of looked over at me like, what's going on? And I said, The Jungle Book. I said, oh my Lord, was it good? And Boo Radley like put his head up, and I go, did you have popcorn, Boo Radley? And he goes, he looked down at me like I'm the best. What if dogs do know everything that we're saying? What if they understand everything that we're saying? They probably think we're the biggest idiots, the way that we talk to them and the voices that we make and all that stuff. Can you even imagine? Dogs probably think we're the biggest idiots in the world. They're like, why is he talking to me that way? We didn't watch any kind of movie. You weren't here to turn on a movie. What movie were we going to watch while we were sitting down in our crate? They're such sweet little babies. God, Papa John's pizza looks good. I wish it was open right now with like 15 dips. I love the dips at Papa John's. Oh my God. You guys, it is ridiculous how many dips, I call them, how many sauces we get, okay? Alex doesn't like the garlic, and I don't like marinara. So I get like the 4 garlics. Alex, he dips pizza in every... I almost said dicks. He dips pizza, chicken fingers, everything in marinara sauce. And now he likes ranch too. I don't know when that started. He used to hate ranch. I'd say, do you want some ranch? Well, he'd always do that. Now he loves ranch. Pizza and ranch and chicken fingers and ranch and stuff like that. But it's always typically marinara sauce. Like with chicken fingers, he loves marinara sauce. He has to have marinara sauce. He got these things at the grocery the other day that he said he's going to eat tomorrow. Well, he loves, my husband is obsessed with frozen burritos, okay? Like in the frozen section of the grocery store. Frozen burritos. When we were on lockdown, I bought so many frozen burritos, and he ate those like all. He loved them. He loves frozen burritos. And he makes them this real special way, and he like puts them in the microwave and then puts like cheese, on top of it, and then microwaves them again so the cheese melts, and then he has hot sauce on there and everything. He loves his, sometimes he puts like an extra like beans on there and stuff like that. He loves frozen burritos. But this time, I got those bagel things. They're like everything bagels, and they're stuffed inside of them with cream cheese. I got those. Are they good? I hope so, because I'm gonna have those tomorrow too. And I also got these grilled cheese things that are already made, and then you put them in the microwave or the oven. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And then one of them that I got was, these are some more of the snacks that I got. Oh, I didn't finish telling y'all about my snacks that I bought. They're like, it's called pizza grilled cheese or something like that. And then I also got, I got the ice cream, and then I also got, I have those peanut butter nuggets in the pretzels. I have a bag of those from last week when I got stuff to eat the day after Christmas, so we didn't eat those. I didn't eat any of that stuff. And then I also got a bag of peanut butter M&Ms. Love those so much. So that'll be for tomorrow. I feel like I got one other thing too. This car in front of me is like just slowed down. I think sometimes people think that I'm a cop or something with my lights behind them. So it started going real slow. What was I gonna say? Oh, Alex. He got chicken fries, a bag of chicken fries, and then he also got a bag of fries. He loves those, like, well, I do too. But he makes them at home. He'll get chicken fingers and make those at home, and then he also gets like a big bag of those, like Burrito. What are they called? Those waffle fries. He loves those. It doesn't like ketchup, but we'll dip them. He doesn't like his fries in ranch always. Sometimes, but not always. But he'll dip them in marinara. He likes a big like container of like spaghetti sauce. But anyway, when we get pizza from Papa John's, we get like 4 garlics, 4 marinara, 4 ranches, 4 cheeses. I mean, it's ridiculous. Because of course we always have to get breadsticks, which is so stupid. The last time Alex is like, I'm not getting breadsticks, and I go, why not? He goes, because the breadsticks are basically just the crust of the pizza. And he was like, there's nothing special about them, and this is stupid that we do this. And I was like, okay. And then I think it was from there. Maybe it was from Pizza Hut. I don't know. No, it was from there. Because he always wants to get Pizza Hut. We never get Pizza Hut because there's not one that's super close to us. I mean, there is, but it's like, I mean, it's convenient, but it's not as convenient as Papa John's. So anyway, I prefer Hot Box Pizza. That's my favorite. And their breadsticks are so good. But he, they sent me this coupon, and I totally wanted to use it sometime this week, and it expired on the 31st. Man, that makes me so mad. I really wanted to use it. I had it on the kitchen counter and everything for a free Hot Box Pizza. Darn it. So anyway, wasn't that so nice of them? They sent us a big coupon for the works. I posted a picture on like Instagram. They were so nice, and they reached out to me and they were like, can we send you some stuff? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I love you guys. Are you kidding me for posting a picture? I didn't even think you'd like it, you know? Or it was on my Instagram story or something. So they sent us all this stuff and stickers and all kinds of stuff. And then they sent us a coupon for the works. And the works is like a large pizza, any topping that you want on it, and a large breadstick, 2 drinks. And the coupon is sitting on the counter, and it expired 12/31. Oh well. It's not going to stop me from going there and ordering another one of their pizzas maybe tomorrow. But I don't think pizza's open on tomorrow. And I got 2 frozen pizzas in the refrigerator, so I don't need it. But, what was I going to say? I don't even remember now. Oh, so originally this is what I was going to say. So I got on Netflix. Oh, and then Aaron and Eric were talking about it tonight, about how they watched that movie, Don't Look Up, and I was like, was it good? And they're like, yeah, it's really good, it's weird. And I said, is it funny? It looks funny. And they're like, it's not funny, it's not supposed to be funny. But I like any of those kind of end-of-the-world kind of movies, you know, like Deep Impact, and what's the other one that Aerosmith sang the song for? It starts with, why can't I think of that movie? Liv Tyler, Steven Tyler's daughter, was in it. I like that one. I like the one where the girl works for the White House. I can't think of her name. The woman works for the White House, and she's supposed to go with them, and she gives up her seat at the last minute, and then she goes and sits with her dad on the side of the ocean. Is that The End of the World or whatever? I like that one too, with Jake Gyllenhaal. But the one where they're like sitting on the side of the ocean when like and she goes, Dad. Oh, I cry so hard at the End of the World movie. Those End of the World movies, you guys. So anyway, Alex really wants to see The Matrix. Now I have to tell you, okay. First of all, I've had a crush on Keanu Reeves for I don't even know how long. I think Keanu Reeves is probably one of the sexiest men that has ever walked this earth. And there's just something about him. And I loved him back in the day. Did y'all see that movie, The River's Edge? Oh my God. I loved that movie with Crispin Glover before they were all famous. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where they find that girl on the edge of the river. It was so weird. It was an independent movie. That movie, when I was in high school or college or something, that movie was so good. And that's how I discovered Keanu Reeves. And then he was in, I think it was after that he was in, what's that movie? He and that guy, the funny movie. I didn't like those movies. I didn't think those were funny. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, is that what they were? Yeah. I didn't think those movies were that funny. But I've always loved Keanu Reeves. But I have to tell you, The Matrix, the original one, not one of my favorite movies. And I know people back in the day that loved, I mean, you ask all these people, like, what's your favorite movie? The Matrix. I don't know that I got that movie. I don't know that I understood that movie. I don't know that I just remember them being in hallways, you know, doing acrobat kind of things and wearing those outfits. Anyway, and I never saw the next one, which I think is called Matrix Resurrection, or is that the third one? I don't know. But now there's a new Matrix that everybody's talking about. But you know, it's getting really bad reviews. And Alex wants to see it. And I'm like, well, we're going to have to watch Matrix 1 and 2 because I don't really know anything. I don't remember anything about the Matrix. Do you know what is so funny that I just remembered? I think this was, oh, it can't have been for our wedding because that would have been so long ago. One year that we went to Las Vegas, all I wanted to do was hang out in bed one night and look over the city of Las Vegas because our room's at the Cosmopolitan. You can like see all over. It's beautiful, right? And have the windows open. And I just wanted to lay in bed and eat snacks because I love to be in hotel room beds. I love it. In fact, Alex and I were talking about that tonight. We're going to pick a hotel tonight for we're going to pick a hotel for Valentine's Day and do what we did last year because we had so much fun doing that. But we don't know which one we're going to stay at yet because there's a couple of new hotels downtown that we might stay at. Our friend Demi, when he was in town, they stayed downtown and we got to go see what their room looked like. And inside the hall, it's beautiful down there, that Bottle Works Hotel. You know what? We were talking about trips tonight, and he and his boyfriend invited us to, they gave us this, it was really nice. They gave us each a water bottle with Colorado stuff on it, you know, the side, the sea and all that, and t-shirts. And then they gave us, like, they're going to take care of the hotel room, and then all we have to do is book our flights. And so they're like, just let us know when you want to come, and blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, okay. So Alex and I had talked to them about going out there maybe like during Pride Week to go to Colorado and just for a couple days. But we were talking tonight about all these trips we want to take, and that wasn't one of them that we talked about. So anyway, I don't know when they're... But that would be fun to go out there and hang out with them in Colorado for a couple days. But anyway, that's when we went to their room, was before we went out to dinner, because they wanted to give us those things. And the rooms were okay there. They were nice. I liked where we stayed at the Ironworks place better. And then there was Alexander downtown, and there's another hotel, I can't remember what it is, it just recently opened. So Alex was like, well, maybe we'll do one of those. I said, because I had so much fun on Valentine's Day, I said, because we went and ate with Melissa and Jason, and then I just can't stop talking about that night. I don't know why, but that night was so much fun for me. Like when we came back and we like just laid there, and he went to sleep, and it was snowing outside, and I watched the true crime documentary. That was so fun. Alex was laughing tonight because I said that. He was like, you really had a good time that night? I was like, oh my God. I loved laying there in bed watching my iPad, watching Hell in the Heartland, the Jax Miller documentary, about that. What was her name? Amanda Freeman and Lori Bible. Was that their names? I loved watching that documentary and drinking Dr. Pepper and eating peanut. It was peanut M&Ms though there that time, but we had so much. That was so fun. And Alex, I felt so cozy and homey next to Alex, and yeah, it was just a really good time. So we're gonna do something like that on Valentine's Day. I do in 2022 want to do more. I mean, there's so many things to do in Indianapolis that are fun, like, you know, going to the art museum for that Newfields thing. Well, there's a lot of stuff like that. I want to go to that Van Gogh exhibit. I don't know when it stops, but you, like, actually get to sit on the floor of, like, the paintings. So many people here have done it, but I'd like to go see some theater this summer. There's, like, a lot of outside theater that's really good in Indianapolis. I'd like to just do more stuff like that. Like, we used to do all that stuff, and we don't do it anymore. We had a friend of ours. I don't know how we became friends with her. I don't even remember. Did you ever see that movie? Was there an accident right here? Oh, there sure was. Oh my God, that woman, like, rode into a lamppost right there. Somebody had pulled over to stop her, to help her, thank God. Did you guys ever see the movie Manhattan? I loved that movie back in the day. I should actually show that movie to Alex. Alex would like that movie. So Manhattan was about this group of rich kids in Manhattan. And it was during the cotillion season. And this guy had gone as a date for somebody, I don't know how he knew her, but like he had met her at school or something like that, and so she needed a date at the last minute to go. There was all these like debutante cotillions over the holidays. This was over the Christmas break. And so he came as like her date. Well, so then that night they like all went over, they would have these after parties at people's, like, these kids' parents' houses, and so they'd all go over there, and like the parents would go to bed, and they would like drink and sit around and play games and stuff like that. And he ends up, the kid that's kind of poor, he ends up falling in love with this girl that's kind of rich, and it's a really really intellectual movie. It's like a lot was missed on me, I think, when I was younger about that movie. But I think my husband would like that movie. I don't know why. Why am I telling this story? What was I just talking about? Shoot, I don't even remember what made me think about this movie. But they go to all these parties and they dress up, and then they go to these debutante parties and they use after hours parties and all this kind of stuff. God, what was I just talking about that made me think about this movie? Did you hear that rain? I was talking about the hotels. I was talking about us doing something. Theater. Indianapolis. Oh, I know what I was thinking. See, it works if you do that. You go back, right? So, okay, that guy got kind of in part of that group. So, Alex and I were out one night. This is years ago. Like, we had been married, like, just years ago. I mean, maybe it was before we were married. I don't know. But we were out one night, and a lot of these clubs that we used to go to would just like, because we had known a lot of the people and like were writing the articles and stuff, and they would just say like, do you guys want a section? So they would give us a section. Well, this group of like 6 people came in, and they were all super dressed up. Like, there were 2 guys that had on ties and like jackets and suits, like really dressed nice. This one guy was like my age, he was very handsome. And they all came in, and there was like this girl, and she was so, there was just, this one girl looked like, oh, what's her name? Charlize Theron. She looks just like her, still does. So anyway, they came in, and the guy that owned the bar was like, do you care if they sit in your section? Because it's just the 2 of you. And we were like, no, not at all. So they sat in our section, and we started talking to them. So unbelievably friendly, right? Well, this girl, that was kind of the one that had connected this like group of 6. It was her, and it was her sister. And then it was her sister's best friend, who was the one that looked like Charlize Theron. And then it was her best friend, was this older guy that was like my age. And then it was his boyfriend. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it was 5 of them. So the girl that looked like Charlize Theron was married. Her husband sometimes came and sometimes didn't. So anyway, the main girl that we met, one of the sweetest girls in town. We just got a Christmas card from her and her husband. She doesn't even live here anymore. She lives way far away. And Alex said, can you believe that she still sends us a Christmas card every year? I mean, this girl is so nice, okay? So we met her and just like fell in love like instantly, just with this whole group. They just were so nice. They were so interested in us and asking us all these questions. They were so nice. I mean, to the point where Alex and I were kind of like, is there something weird about these people? Like, what's the deal here, right? And there was nothing weird about these people. These people were just super, super nice. So they were really involved. She did something for like, I don't know, like arts and stuff in the state. And she was real involved. She sat on all these boards and stuff. So she called us like a week later and was like, you know, she would get like a block of tickets, like 8 tickets to go to like the ballet and to like all this different stuff, right? These like musicals and dance things, like just all kinds of dance stuff. But then there was like all these art gatherings, and they would all get dressed up, and they would go fashion shows and stuff. They would all get dressed up. You guys, this rain is unbelievable. And then they would all go together, and then they would go out to dinner afterwards, and then they would go out to a bar afterwards. And it was like a whole night, and they were all dressed up and stuff like that. Well, they started including Alex and I in this stuff. We had no idea why. They were so nice. I mean, every single one of them, to this day, it stopped. Every single one of them, to this day, some of the nicest people I've ever met. I mean, but they all kind of like went their separate ways. Like this girl that we knew, I'm like, where's the battery? It's at the halfway mark. I actually, you know what? This is one of the older batteries, because the newer battery was in the camera after the drama video that I filmed, and I just put it into the charger as I left, and I grabbed the battery out of the charger. But she got married. She dated 2 different guys, and the second one she married, and they don't live here anymore. And then I don't know where her sister is. And then her, oh no. The girl I thought was her sister was her really good friend. And then her friend's sister was the one that looked like Charlize Theron. So I don't know where the sister is, but the girl that looks like Charlize Theron, she started, like, she had a couple babies and she settled down. She got pregnant and had a baby, and we went to a party at her house. She had this unbelievable house that was like downtown. It was so cute, so cool. And then the other guy, the gay guy, and his boyfriend, they like split up, and like, I think both of them moved away. I don't think either one of them lives here anymore. They were so nice, but we used to have so much fun. And it was kind of like that, because we get all dressed up, like in ties and stuff like that, and go out, and it was just fun. I don't know. It was just like real innocent fun. And plus we were going to do real artsy kind of stuff. And it wasn't like bougie, like fakety stuff. I mean, it was cool stuff. Like, it was like, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with like a gallery, you know, opening. I mean, I've gone to my fair share of gallery openings and I love them. This was like the ballet. This was like stuff that like I had really never consistently gone to, plays and stuff, you know. And then we would talk about it. We would go to dinner and we would talk about it, you know. And it was so fun. And it was like, I don't know. I think that's what I mean sometimes when I talk about like people like meeting our soul, like, you know, like if our like. Where your soul feels aligned with like the life that you had or life you have, you know, or does it feel like it's muted? And I want to do more stuff like that. Like, we just really had fun when we were doing that stuff. And, you know, in Indianapolis, like, we have some great art stuff here. And it's not super expensive. Like, you could get season tickets to Indianapolis Repertory, or the Indiana, is it Indianapolis or Indiana? IRT, Indiana Repertory Theater. You can get season tickets there for not too expensive. I mean, they're expensive, but they're like a couple $100s for a family. You know, I mean, that's not super expensive for like 6 to 8 shows a year, and one of them is always A Christmas Carol. You know, I mean, these are like fantastic shows. I mean, like, not Broadway, like, they do those at Butler University, but this is like theater, you know? And then we have like the Phoenix Theater, and those tickets are not expensive. And then we have there's just all kinds of incredible theater here in Indianapolis, and different kinds of art, and performance art, and ballet, and dance, and all that kind of stuff, and interpretive art. One of the groups we used to go to was called Dance Kaleidoscope, and it was so cool. I remember one of the things and it's like a mix between like, it's very much like what you see like on So You Think You Can Dance. Okay, the battery's about to die, so I'm gonna have to pull over and change the battery. But you know, like, So You Think You Can Dance, they do all that interpretive dance and stuff. Like, I remember one of the things that we went and saw, and it's mixed, it's guys and girls, and it was all Elvis music, and they all wore like these like skin tight spandex Elvis outfits, like with like, you know, the boot cut and everything, and then they wore these like plastic black like Elvis wigs. It was very, very cool. Actually, you guys, I'm not going to change the battery because this has gone over an hour, and I do want to listen to a little bit of my audiobook, so I am going to end this now. And I just want you guys to know that I love you, and Happy New Year. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I hope that you are having the most magically amazing Saturday in the entire world. I was going to say if you celebrate the New Year, but I mean, whether you do or you don't, it's here, right? So, Happy New Year. This is the first vlog, kind of 2022. I'm really excited of going into another year with you guys. This is our 6th year over here. Oh, wow. What a blessing you guys have been to me in my life. And I'm really excited about what's to come this year and sharing more of my life with you. And I love you guys so much. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! Oh, and for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more, I love you! I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Happy birthday, Lena. I had to start the year with all of that, you know? Anyway, I love you guys. Bye. Love ya!